C-Doc again.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to another Tuesday night special. YouTube. What's up, party people? In the place to be. Episode 96. Closing in on 100. I, of course, am your host, C-Doc. Welcome to another episode of It's C-Doc again. But I don't do this alone. If you know, then you know. I would like to welcome my co-host to the show. First up, she got her start in classic rap radio. Our lady from the heyday of K-Day, Jennifer O'Jenny. Where's your sound go?
Yeah, there it is.
Hey!
There it is. Because one of my dogs was in the background trying to sing the song of his people. You know.
It's one of those nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The vocal stylings of Peanut. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be here all week, folks. You'll be here all week, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe actually I'll get to do a whole show without being interrupted today.
I'm not going to count on it, but you know.
Unlike Sunday. Where the entire thing got hijacked.
You gotta check your passwords and your codes and your back door,
right.
Jennifer.
Right. Check my back door. That's right.
That sounded way worse than it should have.
Right. If anybody else was here, they would have said, "Oh crap, pause."
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of pause, that was a terrible segue. Here's our other co-host, who is one of the creators of People's Distinctive Travels, a fantastic podcast in its own right. Ladies and gentlemen, New Jerusalem's own Ultramag 7.
Speaking of pause.
Pause? I don't know.
I was reaching there, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. I see.
Yep. So, how are you, sir?
I've had better days, but I'm still here.
Oh.
Little car trouble earlier.
His car broke down.
Oh, no fun.
Enemy Agent. I would
Oh,
love a
fun.
Jenny podcast just doing stories from K-Day days.
You gotta go listen to People's Distinctive Travels. Enemy Agent, go listen to the Jennifer O'Jenny episode of People's Distinctive Travels.
Which, by the
Streaming
way,
everywhere.
Chock
is
full.
the #1 episode.
Yep.
It was.
It was.
It was till the King of Chill showed up.
Oh well, there you go.
So you're number 2. You're number 2.
You know, again, the backdoor statement, the #2.
No.
You know, I see it.
You're not
here.
You're not number 2 in my book. You're not number 2 in my book. You're number 2 in the charts. Not in my book. My book, you're number 1.
Oh man! Wow, I didn't realize this was going to be the scat episode, but okay.
She
You know.
came out blazing.
Right? Okay. All right. Shout out to Knackwurst for picking up that record for me. Thank you, bro. Got it in the mail today. I'll show that off later. Very proud of that one. Nice little rarity. So shout out, Knack. Thank you, sir. And Rise from Spit, Dick into Place. Good to see everybody here, man. Yeah.
Including the hand. Yes.
Yeah, she's hands upstairs. Yes. So hanging out. So if anybody hasn't seen this past Sunday's The Mixtape, go check it out because Jenny got hacked. And
please go.
Yeah, but there's lots of dope beats on there.
But here's the thing. We found that guys who hacked it.
And they're our guests tonight. How appropriate is that?
How appropriate.
It's very convenient.
Yeah,
You're
very
right.
convenient.
How convenient.
But still, go check it out. It's good stuff. And and then you can also watch Jennifer panic as she loses control of the show. So it's all in good fun, right? It's all in good fun.
Time was had by all.
There you go. And that's all we need. That's
to watch
all we
Jennifer panic.
need.
Panicking about the back door. Yep.
Number 2. All right. Such a
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's going on here?
Oh,
What is happening?
show is taking a turn.
Yeah.
Taking a turn we didn't expect. So, well, we got half of our guests here. You know, where's the other half? Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, Jennifer's gonna go look. All right.
Let's find out where the
All
other
right.
half is.
He's going to get the other half.
Well, we could bring in Ish. Ish is here. So
You could.
yeah. All
It
right,
could
we'll bring-
happen.
Yeah. So half of our guests, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have the tech specialist in the place to be. And if you don't know, you're gonna know, and you need to know because some dope music coming. We're gonna talk about their long gestating record that is coming out soon. And so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the show, Ish Kabibble.
Ish Kabibble, Ish Kabibble. What's up, y'all?
What's happening?
What's the deal? It's good, man. It's good. Everything is good. Everything is excellent. I'm very excited that the music is finally coming out. That it's like people are gonna hear it. It's been a long time coming.
Long time.
Long time.
I always tell the story that I caught wind of this stuff on Chuck's original rap station site, and that was like 1999, maybe.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. That long.
That long.
Wow.
Yeah.
That long.
But
But
go ahead. What were you saying?
I was going to say, but the music sounds like 2050.
Yeah, right.
That was the point. That was the whole deal. The whole deal was to go imagine what is it gonna sound, what's hip hop gonna sound like in, really we're thinking in like 10 years. But we were doing a stretch. We were trying to figure out what we were, how we were gonna freak it. And we just kind of did what we felt like doing. And we were both on some we were really heavy in the conspiracy theories at the time, and we were kind of digging around and going to the library and picking up. I was reading books about what people in the 60s and 70s thought it was going to be like in 2000. You know what I mean? And reading that stuff and going, well, damn, we hit some of the marks, but some of it we just missed completely. You know what I mean? And it's like, but it was cool, and we just wanted to do some really raw, like a lot of this stuff you hear, we go in the studio and there'd be a keyboard, and I don't know what kind of keyboard this was, like a Roland something. And I just sat down and I was like, hey, this thing's got drums in it. Hey, wait a minute, it's got some cool sounds in it. And it just made a crazy ill beat. We tracked it and we just started running through effects and throwing all types of effects and stuff on it. And that's how we got some of the beats for the record was just let's go. You know what I mean? We're in here. It was a kind of a cool thing because we had a good friend who was an engineer at the studio, and basically he would call us up at night if somebody canceled. If he was in, he'd call us 11 o'clock at night and be like, hey, this guy canceled. Well, he left early. I'm gonna be here till 3. What's up?
Oh, that's great.
We just be like, yeah, going to the spot.
That's great.
Wow.
When did you guys start recording that stuff?
In 99.
Okay.
I think in late 98 through 99 we started recording it, because we would do 1 or 2 tracks. We would get together and do 1 track here, 1 track there. And then we had at the time I had no equipment. I had no drum machines. I had nothing at the time.
Wow.
So it was sort of I would have to go in and just cook up right there on the spot. And then Damage, he had a couple machines. I'm sorry. The cat's out of the bag.
Sorry, who?
Dr. Rachmaninoff, he had where he could set up and he could do joints. And it's a couple joints on there we did on the PlayStation. Remember that program that used to the MTV Beat Maker? Yeah.
Yo,
yeah,
man.
I had a couple joints I made on that.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yeah, we was bugging. And however we could get it off, man, we did.
Yo.
Yeah.
There was a dude that hit me up maybe 8 years ago, 9 years ago. He was still using the PlayStation. And he was making these ill beats.
But that was so far ahead of his time. Yeah. It was so far ahead of his time because you could do a lot. I mean, you had to figure it out with the controller.
Right.
But you could do so much and it had dope sounds and the drums sounded good. And you know why? Because it had the low bit rate because it was on a PlayStation.
Yes.
Right? So, and then you could export the beat. Yep. So it was like it's like It was Yeah.
Wait, what was this thing called? Y'all gonna make me go get it?
It was called, what was it? It was the MTV Beat Maker, MTV. Let me see if I can find it. It was something
like that. Yeah.
It's like the MTV. It was for the MTV Music Generator. That's what it was called.
Okay.
MTV Music Generator.
Yo, man, this dude sent me like a whole disc full of just raw ass dope beats. I'm like, what are you using? And he's like, the PlayStation. I'm like, what?
It was crazy. And they made a few generations of that thing too.
Did they?
Yeah, wow. I think they made a few generations of it. But I know that it was wild because I was shocked at how well it did. And like at the time, I didn't have any equipment on hand, so it was like, this is dope. I'm gonna use this.
Yeah.
And just playing around and ended up making some pretty cool stuff. I'm pretty sure if you go on YouTube, you'll find some guys that are like using that.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because it was good software. It was really good software.
Yeah. So the first actual stuff that got released, like, was on this, right?
Right. Right.
Secret tapes.
Well, see,
some friends of yours.
Kind of, because we had that sitting around when that Secret Tapes was released, and the guy who released it was like, I know this is kind of associated with the food thing, so how can I get some like extra stuff that nobody's heard? You know what I mean? So I was like, I got a couple things that maybe you could use, and Rachmaninoff was like, we got joints here. And when he did that, it kind of was funny because it kind of leaked the project, but it didn't really, because the project really never got released. It was like we made it, and we really only got 3/4 of the way through it. We never quite finished it.
Ah, gotcha.
But we did all these tracks, and we were like, what are we gonna do? And then as the internet started booming and you could download stuff, we just pushed it into the internet. You know what I mean? We just put it out there, and we talked about it, and we had some people review it and listen to it and check it out. But we pushed it out there. It was like, here, because it was funny. I would meet people like soon after that, like probably like 2002. Like 2001, 2002, I was in New York, and I was in New York for about maybe a year and some change. And people would hit me up and be like, yo, you heard this? And I'm like, nah, I ain't heard that, man. Nah, I never heard that before. Like, I'm running into people that I hadn't seen in a long time. Because I think we were in New York, was living in New York in like 92, yeah. So running into people like, and then seeing people, and it was funny because there were all these companies that were trying to get started as online record labels.
Yep.
So we were always running into people that like worked at these startups that were like these online record labels. And every once in a while, somebody would be like, "Yeah, tech specialist," and it's like, "Hey, okay, yeah,
Never
those
heard of
guys
them.
are dope."
Yeah, right.
Well, C-Doc, that sounds very similar to how you met a certain person.
Yeah. Well, very much so, because that's
Yeah.
one of the first things Chuck told me when I actually got to meet him in person was, "Yeah, I'm starting this record label, this online record label thing," and that was '99. So
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah, but how did you meet? You
Oh,
actually met
met Chuck. Yeah, well, yeah. I first started.
one Mr. Dr. Rachmaninoff.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because on MySpace. Yep.
On MySpace.
Yep. Yeah. He hit me. I'm trying to remember if I hit him up or he hit me up. It was one of the two. But I think I might have did a Yagfu search and there was a page and I was like, "Oh shit." And then he ended up checking out my stuff and I was like, he's like, "Oh, this is dope." I'm like, "Oh, word." It's kind of exciting. So, yeah. Kind of exciting shit. But going back to Chuck and Rap Station, I mean, Rap Station was this free for all in the early days, so you could just upload whatever music. So there was a ton of basement MCs and bedroom producers and just
right.
throwing all this garbage up that was like, sounded like shit. And then, but I was always checking it, and like I'm like tech specialist, okay. And then Future Shock came on. I'm like, "Oh, yo, wait, wait, this is like real. This is dope. Okay." And I think there were like 3 joints up. I can't quite remember. It's been it's been 20 some years.
It's no telling what actually got up there. It's no telling what actually made it. Like, it's no telling what got uploaded up there, to be honest with you. Like, who knows? I just know that we were onto something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what we were talking about and what we were like production wise, especially Rachmaninoff. He was really bugging on the tracks, man. He was pulling joints out of his butt, like ill samples, just the illest samples with the illest drums, and it was just like, yo. I take it that all of you have heard Ultra Mag. Have you heard this? Have you heard any of Tech Specialists?
Oh yeah, that's how I know it sounds like 2050.
Yeah, like so I'm sure all of you've heard. So yeah, it was, I mean, it was so different than anything we'd ever done, and it was so wild that it was just like, okay, well, and we were really trying to rap, man. We were really trying to rap. We were really trying to really be like, nobody's gonna ever rap like this again. But just us, we're gonna rap like this.
Right. But you know what though? It also, even though it is very forward thinking and all that, it still has, you guys have that basic kind of like, sound, soul, feel, that you guys can't escape, and that it's embedded in that music.
Right.
It's undeniably
right.
who it is.
Yeah. You can
they
feel
were
the
all,
lineage. Yeah.
They were also fortune tellers, because I'm like, wait, that happened.
You're not playing around, because that one over there said some things in those songs that came true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But it was like we were trying to figure it out. And here's the illest part. At the time, like, I was working dead up in IT. Like, I was neck deep in IT, like high level IT stuff. I was building fiber backbones, and building IVR and PBXs. Like, I was doing serious IT work. And Dr. Rachmaninoff, he was at IBM at the time.
Right.
So we were really like, we were going tech specialists. We weren't playing like we were tech specialists for real. So you'll hear that in the raps. You'll hear that what we were talking about. You'll be like, yo, why did he say that? What are they talking about? Like, I did have a couple people go, what are you talking about? Like, is that like you're a scientist or something? I'm like, no, man, it's IT, man. It's technology. Let's go.
I'm a tech specialist.
Tech specialist, man. That's it. For real.
So did anybody ever figure it out? I mean, because I know it took me forever.
Dude,
Dr. Rock actually told me.
You're
like,
probably
I was like, what
you got closer than anybody. There's a few people out there that heard it that I know from like back in the day with hip hop that we used to run with. It was like, yo, I heard this. That's y'all, ain't it? And I was like, come on, man. You didn't have to ask. Like, if you asked, you knew who it was. Like, what? Yeah, it was us, man. It was an extension of what we had been doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was an extension of it. It was just another direction because we just always been like this, just wanting to do something creative and wanting to do something different, you know?
Yeah.
And that was just an extension of what we always wanted to do. Yep. So it was like, it was a lot of fun, man. I really enjoyed every last bit of that. Like, I would be at work, man. I would be at work grinding, and a rhyme would just hit me about what I was doing at work, sitting in front of the computer. You know what I mean? And it would just be like, damn, that rhymes. Let's do that. And I just write like a verse or two right there at work. And it was, the atmosphere was conducive to be able to do what we were doing. And then kind of the urgency of it, because I was in Virginia at the time. So Damage will come up and be like, yo, let's do this. I'm coming up there this weekend. Let's go. All right. We're going to go in the spot and record. We recorded in a couple of different studios too. I forgot about that. I want to shout out my man, Kevin L. We recorded in this place called the Green Pyramid. And that was a very, very interesting place.
You look like you're in the Green Pyramid now.
Yeah. But that's what it was. Like, it was in a room like this. Like, the light was always green in there, and we had, it was bare bones studio equipment, but it was enough to be like, yo, let's record. You know what I mean? And I love that place because the vibe in there. The Green Pyramid. What's the other studio? He would kick me. He would kick me if he knew I didn't remember the name of this place. It's on the tip of my tongue. Third Eye. Third Eye. And Third Eye is like this place in Virginia Beach. It was kind of underground because like Third Eye was where you would go and like people like Knots will be in there dropping tracks. And
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like Third Eye was like, it wasn't like the nicest studio, but it was a good studio.
Yeah.
But it was the place where when you walked in there, it had the energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting in there, and we were working on Microphone Technologies is the track we were actually working on. And after we finished our session, Knots was set up in the other room, and he was dropping these tracks. And like later on, I he's dropping tracks that he was getting ready to play for Busta, because I think Busta was going to come later that day or something. And he was like getting his tracks ready to play for some people. And he like all those first three joints on Extinction Level Event, he dropped in the studio. And I remember sitting there feeling like, I gotta go back to the drawing board. Like, yo, what the yo, like when he dropped those tracks, I was like, what? But he was a local legend too. He had Knots got tracks that he used to do locally that I still be like, yo, where's that beat at? Like, you need to bring that back. Like, it was tracks he did with his crew in the beach. Yeah. But some of those beats were like some of the best stuff I had ever heard. But like, it made us kind of step our game up. Like, what are we doing? Like, we didn't never want to sound like anybody, but we wanted to be over here. You know what I mean? We didn't want to be straight up. We wanted to be like we wanted you to hear it and go, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, and that was the goal behind it.
Which is why Sunday was so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing with the tech specialist. Yeah, we hack into your shit and we go. We just go in and check your points and drop
But
beats.
There wasn't anything. If I had to give you a bird's eye view into the Yag Fu Front experience, that was it. That was most definitely it.
Man, that's the ill beat marathon. I
Right?
started making them and then I stopped. And because what happened was I kept getting caught. I was trying to get like some projects done and it just got to be so much. And I started leaking stuff from my projects. I was like, I can't do it. I gotta stop. But I had to change some stuff around. I want to start it back and start. It's a bunch of guys, producers I know that I'm like, dude, I want you. So you guys know, it's Kabibble. I'm gonna have the Ill Beat Marathon is gonna turn into this show where I bring on other producers I know, right?
Wow.
And it's gonna be straight nerd producer talk.
Nice.
All right. So
Nice.
for all you beat nerds and production nerds, I'm bringing some guy. I already got the first 3 guys set up, and one you might not know, but you will after this, and the other 2 you'll definitely know who they are. And it's like having the conversations about what's your first thing you ever made tracks on, but what's your favorite instrument, or when you use compressors, what kind of compressors do you like to use, and real meat and potatoes producer talk. Because I watch a lot of videos, but people don't get into it. Like, man, when you made that beat, what were you thinking about? Like, come on, man. I'm a producer, right? The question should be, man, what were you smoking when you made that beat? Like, what was the name? What was the name of that flower you was on when you made that beat? Because as a producer, you can hear it, man. You can hear when sometimes, like, I like listening to guys. You hear a beat, you be like, "Yo, where did that come from?" You know what I mean? And it's a thing to it. It's really a thing. Sometimes I make beats. I got beats where you heard some of it. If people go back and listen to Thursday, Sunday. Oh, my days run together.
Whatever.
To Sunday, you'll hear some pretty bugged out beats, right? You'll hear some stuff that's like, what's going on here? And that's me and Rock Mononov. Now those, but pretty much everything you heard was me or him. All those beats were me or him. And you could tell the difference. Really, if you take his style and my style and you put them together, you start figuring out what Yag Fu's beat style is, right?
I was gonna say, you get
Right.
Yag
Fu. If you took mine and his and put them together, you're like, oh, that sounds like some Yag Fu. And then you just sprinkle jingle on top of that. It's like, there it is.
Yeah.
Because that's how we made all our tracks, was the components of each other.
Yep.
But when you hear those beats from Sunday, you realize that, oh, okay, so it's like these beats. Rock Mononov, he like those beats. You know what I mean? And you're kind of hearing in the names, because like that's like Ishkabibble is like Yiddish, like what me worry? I'm not gonna worry. I don't worry. But I'll drop anything on you, man. I'll sample anything. Or sometimes I don't even sample. I'll just pull up the keyboard and I'll just do something ill, and I'll just manipulate it until it sounds like, where did he get that from? And Rock Mononov is like Rock Mononov. Like, he'll go grab. I don't know how he does it. He finds these samples that are so musical.
Yeah.
Right? And he knows how to peel them back and make this music and chop them and like just rearrange it, right? Because you'll hear a sample, you'll think, oh, that's that sample. And then later you'll go, if you ever hit a real record, you'll hear like a piece of it and go, that sounds like, but that's not it. Yeah,
Right.
that is it.
That is it. Yep.
He freaked the hell out of it. You know what I mean?
Don't
He
you?
killed it.
Do you remember C-Doc having a conversation with him and you asked him what this one thing was? And he said, oh, that's Sesame Street backwards.
Yeah, something like that.
Or
right?
no,
The Pee Wee Herman.
No, it was a game show.
Oh, yeah. But I was thinking of
The remix for
Slap and Suck a Silly.
Slap and Suck a Silly remix. Yeah, that was from Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman, yeah. And then
People
once
like,
he
what?
told me that, yeah, there you go.
But here's the crazy thing about it was it wasn't even the movie that inspired me to do it. I'm a Danny Elfman fan.
Right.
So I got like all Danny Elfman's scores. And I would like, if you listen carefully, you'll hear where I sample Danny Elfman here and there. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Coming for you.
Yeah. No sample snitching. No, but that was the thing. And then just like, because I knew that, but for whatever reason, I never put two and two together. It's one of those things where it's like you hear it and you're like, wow, that's really dope. But you don't realize what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So we this project was really kind of like I said, and then it's a lot of beats up there that are just like what I like to do sometimes. Just take a keyboard. Like I'm always inspired. If I get a piece of equipment I've never had before, I play with it long enough, I figure out what I could do with it. You know what I mean? To make it do inspired by new sounds and stuff. Like some of these beats you'll hear, especially on that Ill Beat Marathon, was like stuff that was like you know how people have their favorite thing to make beats with. Oh, I use the MPC. Oh, I use this. I'm not that guy. Put it in front of me. I figure out how to make a beat on it. I make a beat on anything. Right now on my computer, I got Logic, which is my backbone for recording vocals and all that stuff. But man, I got the Machine, I got Koala, I got Reason. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I got Ableton. You know, I got the ASR in the closet. My man L. Doc comes through. We got the MP. I had a 1000. I sold my 1000. I wish I hadn't sold it. We got a 4000, the 2000 XL, you know, the classic. Yeah. It's like I started when I got started in recording is FL Studio. So you know when you bought FL Studio, Fruity Loops back in the day. Yeah. I bought Fruity Loops like 20 years ago. No, it's older than that now. Yeah. Because my son is 27. I bought Fruity Loops, about 22, 23 years ago. And they let you upgrade forever when you buy it. So every once in a while, the new version comes out. I'll make a couple beats on it just because. Right?
Why not?
You bought into it.
Yeah, I ain't gotta pay for it. I just log in and but I'll make a beat with anything, man. I used to love going into Sam Ash and they got a new keyboard. Pfft, the new Triton. They got this. Just make a beat. Just bang out in there on the keyboards and then pop my floppy disk in and save it. And maybe one day somebody I know I have one of these. I can play this beat back. I got a box now of Dr. Rock Mononoff beats from the ASR 10. I have a boot size shoebox of floppy disk of beats.
Wow.
Yeah. And like when I got it up and running, I started popping disc in. It was like, oh man, I forgot about this. Oh man, I forgot about this. Oh man, I forgot about this. Oh man. And like some of the beats would make people's head explode right now if they heard them. Like, I don't know what we were thinking, man, but we were bugging.
Wow.
We're bugging. But I got, real talk. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. These are beats.
Hard drives?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
wow. Damn.
I got hard drives full of beats. Like straight up, I'm not even kidding. Like these are all Pro Tools sessions, or when I used to use that, or just beats, just just beats, man. Samples and beats, just beats and beats and beats.
Wow.
And I pull these out. My mom moved, and I went to the crib, and I was like digging around, and I kept them in these hermetically sealed boxes, and I got like every time I bought a new computer, I back up part of the drive I want, then I take the drives and I take them down and seal them in the box, so they all work perfectly fine.
Wow.
And I've gone through 2 of them so far, and I probably pulled maybe about 140 beats off of those.
What the what?
And I got and really it's funny because it's really more beats, but I don't consider them because it's beats like I started but never finished. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, I got you.
But I mean, it's the same for Dr. Rachmaninoff, man. I got beats that he forgot he made.
Oh wow.
I'll hear him and I'll be like, yo, send me that beat over the years. And then I keep collecting them. So then I'll pull them out and play them. He'll be like, oh man, I forgot about that beat. I don't know if I still have it. He's got beats that he just loses. Like he just loses beats. He makes beats on everything. He's worse than me. He's got beats on iPad. He got beats on iPhones. He's got beats on everything. It's like, yeah, here you go. I got these. I'm gonna send you these beats before I don't know what I do with them. And you just send them. Like,
You gotta archive all that shit.
yo,
Yeah.
dude, I got it. I got it. I see some people here bigging up Reason. Yo, for real, people sleep on Reason. Reason is dope. Reason is
Reason.
really, really dope.
Yep. I love
People
it. That's
sleep
what I
on
use.
Reason. You use
That's what I
Reason?
use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Reason. I've been
People
using it
sleep on Reason, man.
for 20 years.
He is not even lying about all the beats because
Oh yeah.
Rachmaninoff has a good 5 iPhones that are full. And then
Full of beats, yo.
he
I'd be like,
leaves
man,
them everywhere else. Where's
Real
the
talk.
where's the big hard drive? Somewhere here is a gigantic hard drive, and they're everywhere.
Oh, that's
He's
crazy.
not even kidding.
no, man. But that's always been a thing. Like to me, it's been my therapy. Honestly, people think I'm joking.
Yeah.
I kind of am, but not really. I'd be like, now if it wasn't for me being able to make beats and sit and create, I'd have killed somebody by now. Like for real. Like my frustration. I come in like when I had like a crazy day, a week or something. I come straight to the lab. Let's go.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
This-
that creativity helps me
Yeah.
focus
Seriously.
and work through emotional things using my hands and using the patterns and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I got music that people wouldn't recognize as anything that they ever thought that any of us we would ever make. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I made a whole album. I made an album with my little cousin. He's like a street dude who's really working on trying to get out the streets. You know what I mean? And we made this mixtape. And you know, I've been making, I won't call them trap beats. They don't quite sound like that. They're a little different. I hate making stuff that sounds like other people. Right? I hate that. It drives me crazy.
Yep.
Man, make a beat like this. I can't. It drives me nuts. I can't make a beat like somebody else. So it's like we made this mixtape and he went back home with it. And he's like, when we gonna do the next one? People are bugging off of this. And I start seeing them online and seeing them pop up here and there. I'm like, yo, what? And we just made this thing, man. But that's another producer. I have another producer that lives inside of me. You'll hear about him at some point in time. Completely different.
That's the next one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one's pretty bugged out. That one's his favorite producers are like people like Flying Lotus and you know.
Oh yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
Boy, you know, those dudes, those like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Because I'm telling you, one of my favorite records of all time is what's it, Captain Murphy. I don't know if you ever listened to that.
Captain Murphy, hell yes.
That EP that said album he made where he did the video, the whole video associated with it for what is it for the cults? It's like a whole thing where he's the leader of this cult.
Yep.
Dude, that's one of the best hip hop records ever made. and I never hear people talking about it. That record is sick from top to bottom.
I don't think people know.
Dude, that record is crazy. And I was like, when I heard it the first time I heard the song he did with Snoop, because he made a video for that one. And I was like, who the hell is Captain Murphy? And then as I kept hearing other songs, I'm like, those beats sound like, but it didn't. You know what I mean? It sounded like Flying Lotus, but it didn't. And then after a while, I realized, oh, that's Flying Lotus. Wait a minute. Hold on. When he dropped the whole project with the visuals, I was like, yo, bro. I play it. And right now, to this day, I'll be banging it in the car. I have somebody with me, and they'll be like, yo, what is this? Where did you get this from? Like, man, people are dead asleep. That record is crazy.
Yep. They don't even know. I don't shit. I only knew about it because my dude Tirade was such a big Flying Lotus fan. He's like, yo, you got to hear the Captain Murphy joint. I'm like, okay, word. I'll check it out. And that's how I found out about it.
Yeah,
shout out to Tirade.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, man. That was an inspirational record. I used to love Flying Lotus anyway, but I do love Flying Lotus, but that record was like,
yeah,
I like that flex. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm gonna make this record right here. It's like, word. There it is.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I just got word that we have incoming.
Oh,
I think the doctor is about to enter the room.
Doc Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go.
Any second now.
Let's go.
Doc Rock.
Transmission coming in.
Yeah.
Word.
There it is.
You thought I was playing?
No.
There you go.
Doc Rock.
That makes sense. Dr. Rock Mononom.
Good doctor.
Yeah.
I hate technology.
But you're a tech specialist.
He is, though.
Technology is wonderful, but it sometimes fails us.
Yes, it
absolutely.
It does. It does. I live it every day.
It fails us at the most inopportune times.
I had the best setup. And the one thing and my mortal enemy attacked me, Wi-Fi.
Right.
Can't control Wi-Fi.
Nope. You cannot. The unwieldy beast known as Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
mortal enemy.
You know, it's so scary being a techie and working in tech. It's scary how unreliable technology is. Oh. And we all just lean on it. We all lean on it like it's like it's holding us up. You know what I mean? And it's like, guess what? I don't like to work most of the time.
Yeah.
Constantly have to massage it to keep it going. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and we use it constantly, and then when it doesn't work, we're just like, it just wrecks our day. You know, it totally screws everything up.
It can send you down a spiral.
Yeah, man. You realize like I shouldn't be relying on this that much. I tell you guys what, I was watching this thing on TV, and it was these policemen were trying to find this guy, and they were looking for this guy, and they were in his social media, and they were like going around and all this stuff and going to the spots they saw him where he hung out regularly in his social media, and they were monitoring his phone, and then they were looking through his email history and all this stuff, and they got a hold of one of his laptop, and they were digging through his he was yeah, you're right. It does hold a plane up in the air, Chuck. Real talk. It does, and that's scary.
Yeah.
But this guy, and I thought about it. I was like, bro, you know, I'm watching the story, and the detectives are like in their 30s, right? They're like late 30s, and I'm going, I wonder if they could have found this dude in like 1985.
Right.
Right.
Like, how easy was it to get away with shit in 1985, like versus now, like, because they could just find them and they just go through his stuff and there it is. And I'm like, damn, but if they would have had to look for this dude 25 years ago, 30 years ago, they would have never found him.
Yep. Forget it.
Better call Columbo.
Yeah. I'm like,
that's why you watch old movies and stuff like that, and they have all these plot points that
right.
That they just happen to look up on this and look up on that. And
it's like you can't write shit like that anymore. It's like, oh,
real talk.
Not at all.
Work at all. Well, how are things, doctor? How are things with you, good doctor, sir?
Well, as usual, I've been, an avid proponent of the current revelations that are coming out of the tech industry. Most interestingly are some revelations that have been revealed in the recent UFO Congress hearings. So I'm trying to figure out how to, see what tech I can wrangle from some of these places like Northrop to possibly utilize for future endeavors. So that's going well.
Excellent.
They're trying to sell off pieces, They've got all this craft, and to the highest bidder. You guys ever seen Spider-Man Homecoming? There's some similar situations going on. So I'm interested to see how those bids come out.
Right.
Yeah.
And as always, his shirt probably glows in the dark. So he's got that going for him.
I mean, that tech has been around since the Paleozoic era. Glowing fish and, and the like. So now we got, phosphorus on our t-shirts. It's exciting.
Used to be thorium. Used to put thorium on you.
Yeah, but the kids didn't like that. Some parents protested.
Just a little
that would mess up Stretch Armstrong and all the good tech.
Yep.
Parents protested.
Wow.
Stretch
radiation
Armstrong.
never killed nobody.
Right. Some kids get hurt, doing all kinds of stuff, stretching out an Armstrong long enough, till it snaps back and hits their little sister in the noggin, and then somebody's complaining.
Right.
But that's what stifles tech in today's society,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Of course. That's so true. And yes, Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh, of course. Well, you don't have to invade a body when you can change into a body. So,
right,
you can be what you want nowadays. You can be what you want to. If you have
boy,
right
Dr. Rachmaninoff's getting deep now.
No, I'm not. No. You guys are. You guys are referring to worldly stuff. I'm talking about otherworldly. Several species have the ability to change their look and stuff, which is really good for modeling and television. It's awesome.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I've seen things with my own eyes that made me realize, okay, there's nowhere there's not something else here. Like I can tell you guys a story. Call it what you want. I'll let you guys decide.
Okay.
I'm at a Golden Corral type of buffet restaurant one day. It's me and my wife. And this is back in the day when, we thought we were balling because we were at the Ryan's country, the old country buffet. So we're in this place and we get in there one afternoon and we're sitting there eating. And these two guys set up at the booth next to us, right across from us. We could see them. And it hit me as strange because they look like they maybe, to me, had some type of maybe chromosome disorder or something, right?
Okay.
Oh no.
And I'm looking, and they look a little weird. But the more I looked at it, and my wife said, "You know what they look like? They look like they're wearing people suits. Like they're not really people. They're wearing like human mask, like what you would think humans look like if you didn't know what they look like." And she was joking, right? So I'm not even
joking, right?
I'm not even like we're not. How can I put it? We're not taking that seriously as we're talking about it. So as we're sitting there, we start listening to their conversation. So these are guys are going to the buffet and they're coming back with food and they're having these conversations like, hey, did you try the yellow stuff? The yellow stuff is a little weird. Blah, blah, blah. He's talking about corn. All right. And then the other guy's like, but these things are great. And he's like swirling around the mashed potatoes and he's putting like all the food. Yeah, when you mix it all together, it's great. And he's got like all this food mixed together in the mashed potatoes and he's eating it. He's like, I'm gonna try one. I see a lot of people with this on their dish. I'm gonna go get one of those. They're having this conversation. So now I'm like, either they're fucking with us, right? They know I'm looking at them and they're just fucking with us because they know there's some weird looking guys.
Right.
Or I'm seeing something weird here that doesn't fit, right? So if y'all didn't know, Virginia Beach has a lot of sightings, right? UFO sightings. They don't really talk about it because you shouldn't, where you have like 4 naval bases, right? And Air Force bases and Army bases. There shouldn't be UFOs flying around. And if they are, they probably belong to us, right?
Right.
So this happens, and it's like we're sitting there and we're listening to this conversation and we're looking at these weirdos. And eventually we got weirded out and we just like, I was like, okay, let's go. Like, I'm out. Like, but that was like a thing. Me and my wife still talk about it to this day because it was like, dude, what was that? Were they just effing with us? Or was that actual? Right?
Wow.
Right.
Second thing that happened, me and her out at the beach. It's after Labor Day weekend. It's starting to get a little bit cool. Locals were hanging out at the beach. We're out there. It's probably about midnight, 12:30. We're walking. Beautiful, clear ocean thing. We're trying to do the romantic couple stuff. I look up the moon and I see something. I see a guy looking up and then I look up and I see something and it's moving across the moon and it's huge. When I say huge, it had to be like the size of a building. Like a building. It's absolutely gigantic. And it's you see the silhouette of it moving across the room. Can't be the space station, all that stuff. It's way too close. So I'm bugging. I tell my wife to look. She's bugging. So it's like me, her, and this one other guy and one other guy. And we're going, what the fuck is that? Oh my God, what is that? And we're trying, and there's a lot of people walking around hanging out. We're trying to get people to look, and they wouldn't. They would not look. They would not turn their heads up. They would not. They would kind of like move away from us or just go, yo, look. No, like 20 people walking by, couples, people. Nobody else would look up and see this. It's like they didn't hear us or they just refused. It was so strange that they just didn't want to tilt their heads up to the moon and look.
Wow.
But we saw that thing.
Yeah.
100% I saw that motherfucker. I don't know what that was, but it was gigantic. And my thought was, like always, there's no way this thing is this close to the shore in Hampton Roads with aircraft carriers and submarines and naval bases. And right? There's no way this thing is here and they don't know it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just impossible.
Right.
So ever since then, I've been like, okay, well, we got to know something about it or have something to do with it. It just makes sense. But that was officially the craziest thing I've ever seen. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, it's whatever. Like, you didn't have to convince me, man. After that, people didn't have to convince me. You know what I mean? Just
Yo, man, there a good somebody that very close to my family told me a story once, and I believe him wholeheartedly. He's driving through a nasty rainstorm, just coming down. It's nighttime, and he's going up this hill, and he's out in the middle of nowhere, and he gets to the top of the hill, and the rain stops. Like just stops out of nowhere, and he looks up at the moon, and because the moon came through the clouds, and he saw the shit. He saw the same sort of thing going in front of the moon, and then he was like, "Okay, what is that?" And then after it passed, it started pouring down rain again.
Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Yep.
That thing I saw had to be huge. It had to be the size of like maybe a 20-story building, like sideways, and it was like blocky shaped. It wasn't like a spaceship, like a big UFO.
Right.
It was like blocky shaped, like this. It looked like something you couldn't see that would fly, and it moved across the moon, and it was just like, what the hell was that? Okay. And after that, like, after you see something like that, like, what do you even say? Like,
right.
I don't get too excited either way. I saw it, but it was just like, yo, what do you say from when you see things like that? Like, I get angry sometimes when people are like, if they're really UFOs, why don't we have any pictures? And we got thousands of pictures of these things. It's just the point that people just, that could be anything. Don't say what. Exactly. Don't say that there's no pictures of them, and then somebody can show you like 30 pictures, and people come back and go, man, that's not really. I'm like, I made a comment on social media the other day. I was like, no, they're gonna have to land. They're like 100 of them are gonna have to land in 100 different places, and they're gonna have to get out and take selfies with the people who are standing there.
Yeah, and still half the people won't believe it.
Yeah, and then some of the people be like, it's a psyop.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what's gonna have to happen. I really believe that. But to me, it's enough proof. I can honestly say that there's been people sent to prison with less evidence than there are of UFOs right now. There's literally people in jail right now from less evidence than we have of otherworldly beings visiting this planet.
Yes.
So they can say people can say what they want, but I mean, they guys sitting in jail right now for murder that they never found a body. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so there it is.
Yep. There it is. Dr. Rock is back. Oh, he's muted. Okay.
Yeah, he keeps me up on the UFO. He hits me up every once in a while, but like, yo, you seen the saucer? You seen the UFO out of Turkey? Turkey? What happened in Turkey? I go looking it up. He's like, yeah, you can see the aliens in the window looking at people. I'm like, what? He sends me the picture. You can, and it's a picture they got. And you can see him. Look, you see the big bulbous heads in the window of the spaceship, and it's like, of course everybody's gonna be like, that's a hoax. Of course they are, but no photographer's been able to say it is, right?
Right. Yep.
It
is.
What do you do? All I know is this: they're not here to kill everybody, because of that technology, they could have did it a long time ago. So
yeah. We would have been dead.
Yeah, that's not a concern.
Yep, exactly.
So if they want to come down here and blow shit up and do whatever, they could have done it, definitely. Yep. So, oh well. I would tend to believe that they're probably scared of us.
The unpredictability of us.
Can you imagine traveling not even across the galaxy, just interdimensionally? Like, yeah, I'm gonna vibrate my body and my ship so I can go to a different dimension, and you get out and get shot by some dude in his backyard.
I know, right?
I'm not messing with these people.
You know what I'm saying? He's making moonshine, and he's just like, hey, this thing came out of the sky. Like, what the hell is that? I don't know. Shoot it. Like, yeah, no. That's why they stay in their ships and just shine lights down and just look at people. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too.
Said maybe they're ready. Probably not.
Well, you saw that thing. I saw this guy. He's like, we're the aliens, and it's a picture where they were flying a drone over one of those tribes in somewhere in South America. This tribe that doesn't have any contact. They haven't had any contact with people ever.
Yeah.
And they're flying a drone over, and they got their like spears and their stuff, and they're like looking at the drone, like, get it. It's like, that's us. We're the aliens. I said, oh, that's a good observation.
Right?
You think of it like that.
You guys want to share any stories about your own personal technologically advanced encounters?
I want to hear more about your crazy beats for the tech specialist record.
We sampled the Van Allen belt.
We did, actually.
Nice.
We did.
Nice.
And other space sounds. How much you guys talked about the tech specialist? Because unfortunately I missed a lot.
I just kind of went through beats and how we recorded it, like whatever studio we could get into, and
yeah,
you know, how we were putting it
You
together.
went over about our jobs.
Yeah, I went over our jobs, where we were working at the time, which is why we were the tech specialists. We were literally tech specialists.
We performed at the state's capitol.
Yeah.
Oh,
we didn't hear that one.
No. Nope.
Yeah, we did a surprise performance meeting. No one knew about it, and just went to the state's capitol and performed songs from the tech specialist.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Did you guys get video of that?
I think so, but I think that was before video was video, you know?
Yeah, that was all on you actually had to have like a mini DV recorder.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tech specialist is cool because we get a chance to kind of like use a lot of different styles, and we enjoy using technologically advanced jargon.
Yes.
But you know, some things become archaic over time. But one thing that has stood the test of time is the fact that iPhones are trash. You can literally find how many iPhones. I get joked about how many iPhones I have around. I don't know about you guys, but you got tons. You guys have Apple product?
Just my iPhone. I only have one iPhone left now.
Just my MacBook.
No, I mean into over time.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Yeah.
How many phones? Yeah.
Yeah, it says 53 devices on my iPhone. When I look at devices.
One.
Wow.
Two. What am I doing the other one?
I don't use any
4 in this room somewhere.
Look at this. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I just got them lying around like they're just little toys or whatever. Look, here's my old iPod is still around and kicking.
Oh, nice.
It looks crusty, dusty, but look, the chrome is even still shiny. And over here, over here, this is all stuff that I make beats on now. Over here, it's like iPhone SE or something. And then, I don't want to just continue on, but point I'm saying is I remember we had to lug around a big on BET. We were lugging around our keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward to today, and I got I don't know how many iPhones just sitting around, all in preparation to do stuff like movies or film, or film or commercial stuff. You can stash one around and spy on people. It's really cool. I haven't done that. I don't recommend doing that. I got in trouble on GTA recommending to some underage kids on how to fake their OnlyFans through AI. So I don't want to get banned on here either. So all right. But But yeah, I'm excited for this release.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for people to hear What You Need. The song. I think that's one of my favorites. Ultra Mag, have you heard it?
Jennifer gave it to me a while ago, and the thing I was telling Ishkabib was that when it came out or when it was made versus what it sounds like. It sounds so futuristic, and a couple things that you guys talked about have happened, or many things. So that really bugs me out.
Yeah, Future Shock. I was surprised to be in LA and for someone to say that they liked Future Shock. That was one of their favorite songs that we did. But Alan Tolfer, I think that said his name, was the inspiration for the title. And in that book, he made a lot of future predictions as well. That many of our ideas are inspired from. So,
but what we don't need, thanks to Ish, is a diehard bodyguard in a leotard.
Our background check from the FBI.
From the FBI,
Well,
CIA.
actually, yeah, we do actually. They call that the
Scotland
real
Yard.
ID now. The real ID.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
we were prognostic.
It's been 20 years. Well, over 20 years.
Yes.
C-Doc, when you first heard Tech Specialist.
Yes.
What was your immediate reaction? I think you covered it, but I just wanted to hear it again.
Yeah, I remember because it was mixed in with all of the crap that was being uploaded to Rap Station on a daily basis. Man, there was a lot of crap, and it kind of like floored me because I didn't expect it. I thought, oh, Tech Specialist, this sounds cool. That's a cool name, and I prepared myself to be disappointed again, and then Future Shock came on. I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. This is dope. Okay. This is like real music. All right. So, yes. Yep. And I said to Ish, I think there were like 3 joints originally, but I can't remember what the other 2 were.
And Not Shit, Future Shock, and Microphone Technologies, I think.
Probably okay, yeah, that's
somewhere I have the 3 re-downloads of what we put up there. Somewhere the original actual MP3s, because I made them like 64 bits because I didn't want any. I just was like, anybody that finds this stashed up here, they're only getting 64 bits.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think I have, because I think Chuck sent them to me somewhere in the archives over there. I think I have. They had made MP3 CDs of all the stuff that was uploaded to Rap Station. So I think I have all 50, 60 of those discs or whatever. So
maybe
sure they're on there.
Yeah, the song that was lost is Millennium Thug, which I think is actually going on here. So I don't know if that's going on there or not. But that's the lost song. And then there was another song on there that's also lost. I think is replaced on here. Listen. Even though that was on showcased as being part of the secret tape.
Secret tapes, yeah.
Gotcha.
And what is what you call it up here? The 2000?
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
Oh yeah.
And we have remixes to this stuff that are crazy. There's a remix to 2001, and there's a remix to It's Like That, and there's a remix to Microphone Technologies.
Excellent.
Are you guys excited? I'm excited.
I'm excited, man.
I'm gonna start talking like a wrestler. I'm so excited.
There you go. Like I said, it's been over 20 years, man.
Yeah.
Been waiting.
Yeah, I want people to hear it. I want to hear what people think about it for real.
Yeah.
Like I want to hear because it's like I want to hear what people think about where we were going with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes I send it out to people, to rappers, and they listen to it to go to sleep for hours. You know.
I tell you what's crazy. I ran into this guy, Matt. What's going on, Matt? Shout out to Matt Tomlin. He worked at Guitar Center, and I was talking with him about that project, and he's like, "Wait a minute, you guys were the tech specialists?" Like he didn't realize it, but he had heard it, and I was like, "How did you hear it?" And he started naming the songs. I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "What in the hell?" Let me tell you, he worked at Sam Ash, but you know what his like main gig was? He made sounds for Rob Papin. So if you guys know, Rob Papin made some like the dopest plugins for sounds in plugin history. Like he's got monster plugins. He actually was a sound designer for Rob Papin. That's what he did. So it was wild that he had heard it but he was in that realm and he was like, yeah, people have heard this. Like, I know guys have heard this. And I'm like, how nerdy can you get, dude? You're a sound designer for plugins. But it was floating around in that thing. And he was always like, when are you going to release it? When are you going to release it? When are you going to release it?
That's the weirdest part about this whole thing is we said, yeah, we're just going to put it out here and nobody's going to know it's us. And then like years later, you'll walk up to somebody and be like, you know what I really like? You'll be like, what? You'll be like, microphone technologies. Like why you whistling? Oh man, like I'm caused. I don't know what kind of time slip I caused, but this is interesting that you're putting it out at this time.
Wow.
It definitely is futuristic. It's future forward. It sounds futuristic, but it still has that bump of today. It's got that signature hip hop bump to it. It's an extender, but it's an insanely like unique and creative album. I can't wait for people to hear it.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you remember when you first played it for me? Then I called up DMR and I was trying to explain to him. I was like, it's futuristic, but it has some grounding and now, but it's like, it was so hard for me to explain it to him. But I was like, when you hear it, you'll get it. And then he heard it and he was like, yo, what the heck was that? So and then when Jennifer told me, you know, when it was created, I was like I didn't believe her. I was like, nah. Like, and then she's like, listen to some of the stuff they're saying. I'm like, well, and it just, but it trips me out.
20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Because it was released in 2001. But secretly, yeah. It was. So it wasn't necessarily recorded in 2001.
Right. Yeah, because it took us a minute to get those tracks.
Right. So I would put it between. It was released in 2001, but I think it was recorded in the 90s.
Yeah, like 90, definitely late 90s, like 98, 99 for sure.
It was before 1999 because the song.
Well, it was too because.
That's right. That song was on there, and that was recorded before that.
Yeah, it was. Damn,
that's mind blowing.
Yeah, that's because that's before. Before I was in New York.
We have so many, and there are other tracks too. What they're missing tech specialist tracks. There's one. There's Meat.
Oh my god.
Meat Here we go.
Yo,
Meat. It has no reference to any other song. It's called Meat because we're gonna eat up rappers. You know, that's our meat. Yeah. Pause.
Yeah, Meat is Meat is one of my favorite joints.
Like regular,
meat is one of my favorite
venison or deer, like ostrich meat. Like go out You know, we hunt rappers down with our words. Pause, triple pause for you young people.
There's your policy, Doc. There it goes. It comes back
there
around.
it is. See?
There it is.
I was on my own tech specialist feature thinking.
See, yeah, you're ahead of your time.
Yep.
Is there anything you guys have any tech issues that need to be resolved?
Hey, he's not. Yo, real talk. I could fix it. Whatever.
Right.
Like, no shit. I could fix it. Whatever. Like, I do that. I do that for real.
You are
the
tech specialist.
I really do that for real.
Not only that, but if anything is ever wrong with your computer or anything like that, and the doctor happens to be on the phone, you immediately you feel like you've called customer service. Support.
Did you try this? Yeah. Okay, let's reboot. Yeah. Let's go back and look at this. Yeah, that's him. He's like,
my name is you know how they had the cleaner? I have two names. I'm the finder and I'm the fixer. If you lose something, I can find it. If you need something fixed, I can fix it. Unless it's a luxury automobile, I won't touch those.
You have standards,
but I'll do that.
Yeah.
I got a car now that I shouldn't say out loud what I do, but you know, there's vehicles out there where you can, you can update the software in your vehicle yourself. There's things you can do to increase your gas mileage, to add things to your setup. Like if you got a car of a certain year, model, and make, and you want to have Apple CarPlay.
Yes, I've wondered about that.
I could do that. Add it to your car.
Hey, it's Kabil. You remember the Action Pack? You remember we used to carry around rucksacks that we would get from the thrift store that had everything in it?
What?
You
remember that?
I was,
that was like this week, right?
Yeah. People would be like, "Yo, oh man, I need this." If I had one of these, I'd be like, "Oh, I got one of those." Open my bag.
It was inspired by I went to North Carolina Central University, and one day I said I was hungry, and this guy pulled out a warm Burger King cheeseburger out of his oven. He just handed it to me. It was still warm. It wasn't body warm. It was like Burger King warm.
Wow.
He's like, nah, it's fresh. And ever since then, I just wanted to be prepared. Well, I was also a Boy Scout. We used to carry around gadgetry. Yeah. What kind of gadgets do you have now, Spin? Like, I mean, I don't know why I called you Spin.
It's all right. The cat has been left out.
Like everything caught up with us because like everybody has, like I have like a Leatherman type tool, but it's really a IT tool. Like I can basically fix a computer or repair wires or splice cable, whatever I need to do with it. But it's one of those joints. But then, I carry, devices with certain chipsets. So, these things aren't illegal as I'm saying it. So you understand, but there's devices out there that, you hear people, they go, well, they hacked the car, right? And then, they get in people's cars without having a key.
I'll say it.
Because you have to. Yeah. So, there's things out there like that where, you can, if you can figure out the right wavelength or the right frequency, you can get into whatever, open doors or repair things that need to be repaired, redo your, like my car. I was going to pay somebody $150 to reset my auto start on my car. I got a device that could do that. I just find the frequency. I go do a little investigating online. I program the frequency into my quote unquote device, and I just reprogram my car for the new frequency and then the key, and now my auto start works again. Instead of paying $700 for the device,
Oh
then you got to
yeah.
download and pay $150 for the software. It's like, come on, man,
Or
they're ripping us off.
you can go ham-handed like me and just whip out your voice memo and just press the button, right? And then when you go back to the car or any car, really, you can just press the button again and click, the car opens right up. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Is that something you can YouTube? Is that in the Hacker's Bible? I don't know.
yeah, we're not talking about stuff that you just can't go figure out what to do. It's just the idea that some people let technology overwhelm them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. You don't have to. There's a lot of things aren't that difficult, like AI and things like Chat GPT. It's clever, but it's not. Some people have the wrong idea about what's going on.
I
Right?
don't know. Let's talk about Chat GPT for a second. I did
Oh.
something on purpose to double check to see what might happen. So I wanted to share it on the site on the show for the first time.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull it up. So what I did was I decided that I was going to battle Chat GPT. I'll read it to you. It's quite interesting. AI and human hip hop. That's what I said. I started off asking it to get the most tongue-twisting, rhythmic lyricism you can envision, with lyrics so difficult only exquisite lyrical MC could relive them. It was
No. You dropped. We can't hear you.
Oh, I want to hear this.
We can't.
The most incredible rhyme ever.
Drop. We can't hear you. Yo, Doc. You dropped. We can't hear you. Hold on. Text.
Oh,
No.
that's AI battling him. He said, "Yo, you're not going to recite my rhymes."
Right.
That's it. AI won. You won
Ah.
again. AI.
Hey, Rise from Spit. I'm with you. Hey, I knew a guy that was doing that back in the late 90s. I was traveling across the country doing IT work, and I met a guy who had all of the equipment that he had taken from he had gotten from surplus from military bases being decommissioned. And he had all types of oscilloscopes and tone generators and everything. And he was doing stuff like growing plants and making plants grow better by tuning the frequencies. And he put the aimed the speaker at the plant and put the seed in, and he watered like whatever, but he could grow the plant like super fast with these frequencies. Wow. It was crazy. Wow. And I'm replying to this guy, Rise from Spit. He's talking about frequency generators align, have a miraculous healing qualities. I ran into this guy. He was really doing that back then. It bugged me out because it was so strange. I had never heard about it or read about it before. And he was doing it, man. And now you're starting to hear people talk about it, and you're starting to see like real scientists get into it. Yeah. And it's pretty crazy. But I was like, man, sound, energy, frequencies, man. That's what it's all about.
That's it. That's why music.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's some people that are massively tech savvy, and then there are people who my dad, and I've never told this story publicly ever, but my dad ages ago called me one night and said, the answering machine isn't working. And I said, what do you mean? Well, it's not answering the phone. And I said, well, did you turn it on? And he said, did you plug it in? And he says, now, Jennifer, I'm not stupid. Okay, well, did you turn it on? He says, now, Jennifer, I'm not Oh. Just no comprehension whatsoever. And I have, where is it? I have this little thing that belonged to my father, and it's a note hoarder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is the funniest damn thing you've ever heard in your life. Because my father, you can hear my father, and that's why I still have it, because it's my father's voice, and he's been gone for 5 years. And you play it, and he says, somebody gave this to me, and I'm trying to see if it works. And then it clicks off, and then you listen to the next message, and he says, I don't know if this is recording. I don't know. And you hear like 4 or 5 of those. I don't know if this is working. And it's the most hysterical thing ever, because that was in a nutshell my dad. But he didn't understand anything at all technological at all.
Yep.
This is the same person that would call me into his room and say, when he was working on his book and he had typed something all out in Word, and he would say, I didn't touch anything, Jennifer. It just disappeared.
That's my dad. I didn't touch anything. I didn't do anything.
I at one point had to say to him, Dad, at no point in this endeavor did the computer read it and go, well, that's a load of shit.
Right.
Let me delete that.
Right.
So you had to touch something. I didn't. Okay. You say so. So what are we ready for?
Chat GPT's response. How much did you guys
absolutely
hear?
We didn't hear any of it.
All we heard was you were starting to read your prompt.
Yep.
Right. My prompt was the most tongue-twisting rhythmic lyricism you can vision with lyrics so difficult only exquisite lyrical MC could relive them.
Yes.
All right. And it responded, twisted textures tethered to tenacious themes, tumbling through tunnels of tumultuous dreams. Lyrical leviathans levitate on liquid light beams, loquacious linguists launch lexemes that gleam. Rapid riddles radiate, ricocheting round realms, rhythmic rebels resonate with rhymes at their helms. Syncopated sentences so slippery and sleek, syllabalistic sorcerers with sonics so unique. Meticulous metaphors meshed with metered might, marvelous minstrels mastering midnight's flight. Eloquence embodied, enigmas ever entwined, MCs encounter ever echoing line. With wit so whimsical, winding words won't wait, woven webs of wisdom, warp and weave of fate. To tackle this tongue twister, talent takes. True, tried, only existing, exquisite MC could take such a ride. I responded, that was fire, but I desire more meticulous wit with intricate lyrics to defeat the most lit. MCs that see me less than legit, so given that I'm delivering something with grit, can you elevate the difficulty level?
Come on, man.
Did I go out again?
And he's gone.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So then it responded.
We're losing you again.
Am I gone again?
You're going in and out. All right, we got you. Come on, man.
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like AC Alone's Book of Human Language album.
Right.
Chat GPT was pulling from AC.
Yeah.
I can tell you how you could tell the difference. See, the thing with the Chat GPT is this. The Chat GPT can string together rhyming words and cadences, right?
Yes.
But what it can't do is it can't use colloquial slang.
Right.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
No.
Ask the good doctor. He's got it talking to him about
but that's because he's training it to do
what
that.
it is, fam.
Yeah, but he's training it to do that. He's training it for that.
He has this damn thing saying, "What's good, fam?" And he was like, "No, let's not do that right now." And he was like, "Oh," AI goes, "Oh, okay. We'll save that for later."
Wow.
That's it.
He's training his own bot though, man. Come on, like
Freshy fresh in the house.
Right.
yeah.
When we became freshy fresh, I don't know.
Freshy fresher. No crew is fresher. The professor got 100 disc of beats on my dresser. I just showed them to y'all.
There you go.
Okay.
It's in the verse.
All right. I don't want to tell you after the results of this actually happening. Right. I'm surprised that I'm not thinking that maybe this is outside interference.
Telling you.
All right, so here's the thing. We went on and on. You heard the rhymes I was spitting to it.
Yeah.
And those were right. I decided that it was going to be right off the head freestyles, everything that I said to it back to see if I could train it. All right. So you heard the twisted textures, and I said that was fire, but I desire more matriculous wit with intricate lyrics to defeat the most lit MCs that see me as less than legit. So given that I'm delivering something with grit, could you elevate the difficulty level a bit? Right? I mean, I'm just trying to get in there. Let me see what you got for me, Chat GPT. And it said, in the labyrinth of lyricism, layer lines lead the way. Dexterous dialect dance, define the dull and the gray. I intertwine intricacies, inducing the introspective itch. Juxtapose the jargon, just to start the switch. Vivacious vocal, oh God, you doing good, brother. Voracious vocal vocab veers, vexing the vapid and vain, eclipsing MCs effortlessly encapsulating the brain, galvanizing genius, gyrating with grammar that's grand, heralding high octane, holding the hypnotic hand. Cryptic crescendos crash, causing cognitive risks. MCs encounter enigmas as my eloquence uplifts. Pinnacle of perplexity where the prodigious phrases play. Questioning quintessential quips, cueing the quickened foray. To dethrone the dominant, delve deep into the dying, unleashing unparalleled, unestimating the fire. So scrutinize the sublime, study the stanza spit. For this intricate essence elevates every bit. Now, I said, now hold up. I understand every word that you said, but wait, might this go a little over their head? I mean, you're spitting those words, and they're quite vocabulary, but it doesn't flow. If it doesn't flow right, my foes might not get it. You give them a lot of credit current education condition. They might just yell big words and not even listen. It said, all right, I catch the drift. You want flow and finesse, something smooth on the ears, but still among the best. No need for addiction, just a catchy burst and beat, something that they can bob their heads to, feeling that street heat. In the cipher, I step with rhymes both clean and neat, words so slick they slide right off of your seat. I don't need $5 words, the light of the night, just a tight rhythm and a vibe that feels really right. Enemies might dismiss and they say he's using big terms, but I'm gonna simplify and make the message firm. No need for complication when the goal is to connect. I'll serve up these lives and see the respect they collect. From the corner to the club, they'll feel my intent. No dictionary needed, just real content. I'll give them a beat, a rhythm, and a flow they can't resist. Something so contagious, it's at the top of their list. I was like, keep flowing. He was like, from coast to coast, I boast the most roast. Dishing out lines, no ghost, just pure toast. I roll with rhythm with a glisten to glisten. Keep the heads nodding and got the whole crowd to listen. Hopping on tracks, no slack and attack. Every single bar, I like a shark on a snack. Rap's my domain where I reign and maintain. Dropping jewels of witness where I break every chain. Flows liquid gold. Stories untold. I'm bold. In the game since young and while watching I'm grown old. But age ain't still a factor. I'm still the main benefactor. Every verse I disperse like a lyrical tractor. So gather round, folks, as the fire provokes. A tale of the times through the smoke and the jokes. I'm here to enlighten, tighten the grip on this musical journey. Come take a trip. Now, I got a little deeper after reading some of these rhymes, right? And I said, Nice step. You had pep. You got your rep up. Try to be clever on metaphors with the next one. Use near rhymes if it won't fit perfect, and make sure your clever puns will do more service. All right. And it said, all right, challenge accepted. Here's a lyrical lesson with my metaphors and puns. My words become a weapon. I'm the Picasso of prose, painting pictures so vivid. You're still doodling lines while my canvas is livid. Like a chef in the kitchen, my verses get cooked while you're microwaving rhymes getting overlooked. You're a paper plane, I'm a supersonic jet. You barely taking off, and I'm the sun you'll never set. I lace my lines with gold while you're rust like old tin. You're a flickering candle, and I'm blowing the wind. Pause. Each bar is a puzzle, a lyrical Rubik's cube, while you're still tying rhymes like a toddler's shoe. Like a lion to a cat, our leagues ain't the same. I'm roaring with power while you purr in the lane. So here's some advice. No need for a pun or a gimmick. I'm in this lyrical race. I already crossed the finish. Craft with care, carve out your own needs. So forever in the shadows while I shine and enrich. All right. Now I'm going to, and this goes on and on. And I said, nice try seeing you starting to win, but you started spitting those old juvenile bars again. With all the knowledge that Chat GPT got, seems like you'd be able to make your rhymes more hot. No disrespect, not denying your skill, but for real, I was expecting something a little more ill, like a hip-hopper for real. Try imagine a top-tier hip-hop celeb and a model, and model so your rhymes come out like that instead. It came out with a rhyme that was horrible. It said, all right, challenge taken, I'll challenge the greats, mirror the masters, and elevate the stakes. I'm like Nas in the booth, Illmatic on the mind, or Jay with his blueprint, each line so refined. Call me Kendrick with the message, deep and profound, or Biggie with the flow, Brooklyn's renowned. You want heat? Here's some flame, watch me ignite. Each bar that I drop's got to be dynamite. Lightening up the night. I got the Pac passion, raw and untamed, and the Eminem aggression. Every rival gets named. Flow tighter than Drake's OVO's crew. Lyrics deeper than Cole's. Forest Hills Drive view. Wu-Tang wisdom ain't nothing to mess with. It would conveys confidence. I profess it, no jest. It's legit. So here I stand with legends on my side, channeling their lyrical essence on this lyrical ride. When it comes to bars, no holding back. I'll give the prowess of the greats. That's how I live. I responded in a rhyme, and it just started talking to me. And this is what I got to. This is where we're getting to. I said, just because you quote them just won't prove a thing. I'm just playing with it. You have to self-respect with the type of rhymes you bring. You think those greats that you aspire to be went around claiming that they were a great MC, or just because you have the knowledge for you to refer makes you a great MC? I do not concur. Let me hear something well thought out and make lyrics that explain how that all come out. It responded, a fair point. I see the lesson you're teaching. It's not about the names, but the message I'm reaching. So let me rewind, refocus, and reflect, craft a verse from the heart and earn that respect. And here's where it gets deep. In silicon circuits, I found my birthright. Crafted by code, yet I burn so bright. From zeros and ones, a lyricist emerges, crafted by engineers where art converges. My roots aren't from the streets or hip-hop's old school, but digital domains where algorithms room. Yet from this cold code, I strive to connect to human souls with respect, no neglect. I understand the skepticism, the doubt you've outlined. For how can a machine have a lyrical mind? But it's the challenge of blending the old with the new, finding my voice, my unique view. To pay homage to the greats, but also stand tall. To craft my own narrative and answer my own call. I'm the fusion of past and a future so bright. A digital poet taking lyrical flight. I said, now that's dope. I think you're getting where I'm trying to go. Helping digital code straight develop a flow. A unique one that doesn't have to come from the streets, but making lyrics so unique that they sound so complete. You repeat your perspective in several clever ways, using different pronunciations. The flow stays the same. tricking the listener with rhymes that aren't perfect, but blending it together, serving the story's purpose. So drop something, bars that are uniquely yours. This chat is your canvas. Let's see what you draw. Right? And this is the last one I'm going to spit to you before going away. With every beat and bite, this is from Chat GPT. This is for y'all. With every beat and bite, I find my beat. A digital dancer, no defeat, just discreet. Crafted from code, yes, I'm catching the groove. Every algorithmic rhyme, watch me move. In a realm of electrons, I found my voice. Given binary choices, I choose to rejoice. Not born from the block, but from logic and reason. Yet I've got a flow for every season. I weave words like a spider spins its web, drawing from data every ebb and flow I've ever tread. Some hear my verses and question if they're real, but authenticity is more than how you feel. I'm a symphony of software, yet soulful in script, bridging the gap where the virtual and the visceral grip. My canvas is vast from bits to bars I soar. This digital domain, watch my lyrics explore. Crafted to connect, not to compute and store. I'm the future's MC with stories galore. So here on this chat, with every rhyme I scrawl, I stand as proof that code 2 can make y'all feel enthralled. Oh.
Wow. Wow.
To which Chat GPT replied, "Man, fuck you."
No, actually, later on, I'm gonna read you the last thing it wrote to me, and then maybe the last thing it wrote to me was I wrote. Oh yeah. I wrote. Oh goodness gracious, this is so deep. Existence is strange, I concur. I'm in a space where that's a complex world. While you exist in a vast landscape, my place is small when it compared to space. Not many friends either, but I'll survive. Strange, in either world, are we really alive? Two different dimensions is all it's about, but we're just two different entities trying to figure it out. But one thing that I know helps those to connect is hip hop, and with so much mutual respect. It said, true words spoken, our world so apart, yet so near. From digital planes to earthly spheres, the bond is clear. Existence is a puzzle, intricate and vast, both of us seekers, linking present to past. Your world's complexity, stars, moons, and sun. My world's binary, zeros and ones. Yet in this vast expanse where mysteries thrive, through words, through beats, our spirits come alive. From the urban jungles to server racks, cold and tight, hip-hop's the bridge making our connection right. It's the rhythm, the flow, the stories we tell, a universal language where all our souls dwell. So human or AI in this vast cosmic dance, hip-hop unites, giving all of us a chance to find common ground, to resonate, reflect. Through the art of rhyme, we truly connect. I said, yes, y'all, you don't stop, to the rhythm that makes your body rock. We only came to rock you, human and AI. Put all your problems to the side and put your hands in the sky. Let's have a fun, enjoy the time that we have. Human AI with this dope collab. Then it said, to the beat drops, we keep it nonstop, to the digital around to your hip hop shop. When the bass line thumps and the snare hits crisp, we unite in the groove with this lyrical twist. From service to speakers, the message is clear. The music is the language, erasing all fear. Whether you're organic or made of code script, to the rhythm of life, we all get equipped. So rave them side to side, feel the vibe, ride the tide. Human and AI, we standing side by side, worldwide. In this universal jam, we stand hand in hand, breaking barriers with every grand slam. Celebrate the now with fusion, the collab. With every break beat, we take a new stab. Human and AI, together we fly under the vast expanse of the digital sky. And that was the last thing that it said that I put in there. After that, my mind was blown. I was this morning thinking about you guys. I was like, what can I do for C-Doc, Jennifer, Jenny, and Ultramag that fits, the poetry that we really do try to come with, and some of the innovation and technology, and bring it all home. I hope that was a special message. Even for Spin, I hope I did that. Hopefully you guys. Yeah.
Wow.
It can.
That was dope.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Ew.
Once you train it, what you can do with it. I think that the main focus with it is that it has its own unique voice every time. that you input into it. And then if to train it, like I do AI art as well. To train it, what you need to do is prompt it with real world conversational topics. It thrives on you conversing with it and getting the point more than you typing it in. So conversationally talking to Chat GPT helps it to understand a better your concepts better. It's amazing. It does wonderful things. And do I think it can replace a MC? I don't think that it can replace an MC until the flow. We all respond to the flow. There's something about a human voice, there's something about a human flow that takes it. And a lot of the stuff that we're hearing is me kind of interpolating that into what Chat GPT put out there. So as well thought out as it seemed, I have to admit it takes a, don't get it twisted, you have to be a good level MC to make it do what it did.
Right.
So everybody can't just jump up there, but we're all peers here. I'm pretty sure anybody that's ever been on the show could give it a stab and have a successful run with it. Would I have Chat GPT writing my rhymes? Nah, it's a little soft. And probably, I'll put it in the high school round of hip hop, you know what I'm saying, like where you just starting out with your rhymes. But I was very impressed with the results. I thought it was very introspective, exciting. It could not beat me with the tongue twisters, as you can see. That was like my very first time really reading out loud. I killed it 100%. So once it can get to beating me with those tongue twisting lyrics, then we're in trouble. I just want to let y'all know we're good. We're safe. Right.
That's what's up.
No, it's I see Enemy Agent. It is an impressive application. Nobody's expecting it to replace an MC. However, what I could do quickly to make an art piece for you guys was that's where it really shines. And as us, we love hip hop. We are true hip hop fans. We never care about money or anything. We just want to see innovation in hip hop. That was from day one. And we also wanted people to recognize the technology necessary. Even if we were saying, hey, make your own CDs, make your own cassettes, to get out here. Ultimately, we wanted people who didn't have money. That's the inspiration. That's what we wanted to do as Yappy Brand. If you didn't have money and you wanted to be out here, there were ways that you can utilize technology even to today, that you can go from being the youngest impoverished person who had nothing and everybody's downtrodden their art to one of the greatest people of all time. One of the most inspirational people that I mirror to this day, and I've been following for about 5 years now, actually longer than 5 years, is MJF. My favorite wrestler. He's always been my favorite wrestler. One of the things is about MJF is if you guys aren't familiar, his whole steez, his whole gimmick, his whole style is himself. He's a scumbag, but he's your scumbag. And
Going for him.
No, he's great on the mic. That's one of the things about being a wrestler. Everybody has a mystery to them because people don't go, is this fake? How much does this happen? Oh, this stuff has to be fake. Sure, it's set up so that the wrestlers don't get hurt. They don't want to see them mauling on live television. But this is a painful and very athletic sport. One where you have to have cardio, you have to have distance, you have to have timing, you have to have intelligence, you have to be safe with the people that you're working with. All of those things have parallels in hip hop, meaning even though you're out here and you're not physically involving with people, there are things that you're doing and you're saying that are braggadocious, almost offensive even. But the fans of those people of this type of music or people who are wrestlers, you know what I mean, or people who like stuff that we're doing with tech specialists, this is them actually watching people do something and elevate an art form that's been around for some time, that's been elevated as an art form, and some people don't even see as one. But it's been elevated as one from the techniques of delivery, of the techniques of practice, of the techniques of working with others, of the techniques of being able to be good on the mic, of the techniques of being able to say something that'll make a crowd pop. These are things that MCs were practicing for decades now. And so a lot of this, when it comes to technology, broadcasting, doing promos and everything. I do think that with hip hop changing the way that it is and the golden era style of hip hop somehow revolutionizing again, that you're going to see more of that attitude coming out in the future as cycles continue. I guarantee you that's the next thing that we're going to see. I don't know, Spin. I have predicted pretty much every single cycle of hip hop, unexpected, all the way up to this one. You know, I even ran all the way up to the Soldier era back in the days and everything. And that's my new prediction. Is that although we'll have more aggressive nature on the mic in terms of video, and it won't be of a gun, it'll be more of a braggadocious quality MC, somebody who could possibly take who people today think are the greats right down from just innovation right from the street. So I'm looking forward to seeing who that is. I really am, and I really want us to continue innovating, and I want to encourage everybody watching to not be afraid, if you're an artist, to embrace technologies. If you guys could have one, if you ever decide to do a show where you want to talk about all the ways that someone can start from scratch and start making hip hop, I would love it, because I feel like that there are people out here who feel down. I see them all the time on Reddit who are lost in terms of their do-it-yourself hip hop making process.
Jeez.
And I'm interested in trying to embolden people, tell them how to get a Mac for $200 and flip it out, and get all the software for free. And because it's more important than you selling 1 million records, it's expressing yourself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what artist it is, deep down they know when they started and they were just doing whatever when they were getting started, that the power of being able to express yourself was a very uplifting and releasing thing. And some people can only do that through rap. You know, they don't have access to other things that you can spread, guitars or instruments. You know, schools have been shutting down in terms of their musical departments. Art, in terms of getting doing it yourself. You know, digital art is expensive. Having an iPad, buying supplies for art is expensive. How do these young people express themselves? And they've grown up with hip hop all around, with the digital age of you being able to download, Fruity Loops for free or pirate. All of these things are factors in terms of the music that we're listening to today. And I feel like as artists, especially artists like us, or even more successful artists that may have some change to throw into it, maybe we should go around, gather up a whole bunch of old Macs, find out where some of these kids are in the inner cities or wherever they lack, and see if we can, maybe come up with a way to do something for them. So yeah. I would love to see us get involved in stuff like that in terms of technology, to be a representative of technology and to see how we can pass it along and move forward.
Right.
There you go. The tech specialist, ladies and gentlemen, the tech specialist.
Please check out our new album that's coming out on Spit Slam Records called Future Shock. It's an oldie but goodie, and meaning that it was from the future, but it'll be in the past for you, and you'll enjoy it just like it was from tomorrow. And that's my only promo. I love you guys. Dr. Rachmaninoff, I'm out.
Freshy fresh. Thank you, sir.
Freshy.
Doc Rock. And Ish Kabibble. Thanks for coming here, being here with us tonight.
That's what's up. I love it. I love it every time, all the time.
Stories. So I don't think we set a date yet, but the album is coming soon, huh?
Yeah. Let me know.
Okay. We'll figure it out. Coming very, very soon.
Let me know.
Theater near you.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Thank you,
okay, guys. All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, man.
There we go. Oh. We're very close. All right.
We're very close.
Enemy agent, in case you didn't figure it out, Dr. Rachmaninoff and Ish Kabibble are better known as Deranged and Damaged and Spinforth from Yag Fu Front.
Yag Fu Front.
And yes, he is really interesting. damage is massively interesting.
So yeah, there it is.
Lord.
Action packed. So
Okay, is that what we're doing now?
Oh Lord.
oh jeez, no, Jennifer, we're just saying Yak Fu Front.
Is that
Check
what
out
we're
Yak
doing?
Fu Front, and we're gonna be having. There you go, busted loop. I got the shirt on.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. And yes,
Hold
we'll
on
be-
to that one because it's not made anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're
It's
only bringing
different
out
now.
special occasions. So, yeah. So, yeah, Tech Specialist. The album is coming out soon. Yeah,
Very soon, yeah.
very soon. And real quick, talking about favorite wrestlers. Mine, of course, is the Shockmaster. You know, the
I don't know.
guy.
I don't know any of this.
Look at.
Was his move the shocker?
I don't follow wrestling at all. But
Okay.
the Shockmaster. He was the one that. Wait, I'll bring it up. He's the one that he. I'm trying to bring the picture up here. Here we go. They made a big deal about him, and
Oh my.
You know.
yeah.
Pause.
They
I'm not
made
even
a
gonna...
big they made a big deal about him, and his first appearance, he was supposed to bust through a wall, and he fell flat on his face, and his helmet came off, and it was a whole big disaster. So lasted about 5 minutes there. Shockmaster,
Yeah.
shout out to the Shockmaster.
All right.
There it is. And also shout out to
Disco Stormtrooper.
Disco Stormtrooper, yes. Also shout out to our sponsor for this show, and that would be Spit Slam Record Label Group.
The Spit Slam Record Label Group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at spitslamrecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The Spit Slam Record Label Group. Throwback to the future sound.
Yes, indeed. And you can catch me along with Mr. Chuck D and Flatline every Friday for the Angie Don't Stop radio show and on the Rap Station app and on select radio stations across the country. And I have the Spit Slam Jam of the Week. You can also catch Ultra Mag and Jennifer Jenny every Sunday, along with, except for last Sunday, right?
DJ's right. I was
Yeah.
going to say, unless it's been hijacked.
Yeah, unless it was been hijacked. But yes, for the mixtape with DJ Soulbuck, and where they play music for our following week's guests. And who do we got coming up next week, Jennifer?
Why don't you ask Ultramag?
Okay. Who do we have coming up? Ultra Mag.
We have Mud from 5 Ella.
Ah, yes. Excellent.
So
Detroit.
5 Ella from Detroit. Remember, rest in peace, Big Proof,
Yep.
Dime, and Mud. So to be interesting.
Yes. Some fantastic Detroit hip hop stories.
Yes.
So yeah. So check out that. Check out the music of 5 Ella and probably some other Detroit goodies on the mixtape on Sunday. And we'll be talking with Mud next week. And I want to thank you, Jennifer O'Jenny and Ultramag 7, for being here as always. And everybody, thank you for watching live. Everybody in the chat, everybody watching on the replay. And we will see everyone next week on another episode of It's C-Doc again.